Welcome aboard our little floating home. We are Emmy and Marcus, and in this episode we wave goodbye to Norway and point our bow towards Sweden. It's time for us to close the loop of our Atlantic circuit, and we are treated to the most beautiful sail with gorgeous sunsets and flat seas. So jump on board and see where we end up this time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Good morning, guys. We got another stop in Norway. We arrived here to Rekefjord quite late yesterday evening. The plan was that we were actually going to sail to Sweden yesterday, but there's like a huge snow wind area that got just bigger and bigger for each forecast that we downloaded. So we decided to just make a small jump. It was only like 2 hours to get here. And stayed the night here, and now we're ready to sail to Sweden today instead.
Really glad we stopped here in Rekefjord. Really beautiful place. Yeah, Norway has really treated us well with some fantastic places and some nice sailing, so we will definitely be back.
So this is goodbye Norway, and super strange to be sailing Linnea back to Sweden, or at least we hope it will be Sweden. There's still like a big no wind area that we hope that we can sail a bit on the outside of, but it might be that we just have to turn off our track and we might end up in Denmark instead. But yeah, we still have like 1.5 weeks, a little more than that, before we are going to be home. So feels pretty good. Feels like we have plenty of time to get there, and we're just going to get out and see what happens today. Actually a lot cozier here than in Egersund, where we came from. It kind of smelled like fish and it was in the middle of the city. So we definitely prefer places like this. The sails are up and we're on our way. And these are conditions that I could have all way if I could decide. We have like 10 knots of wind straight into our side. There's absolutely no waves, so we're just gliding along and making like 6 knots of speed, and it's super comfortable. But yeah. According to the forecast, these are the conditions that we will have for the first hours. Sometime this evening, tonight, the conditions will change and the wind will drop. So we're just happy as long as this keeps up, and then we just have to deal with the rest. It's like we're having a Genoa made out of sparkling threads or sparkling fabric. It's so glittering in the sun.
different colors too.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty long time since we had this sailing conditions actually. We have perfect wind, around like 16 to 20 knots on a broad reach, and yeah, the sun is up and the sky is just more or less clear blue, and the weather, the temperature is pretty nice as well. I think it's like 15 degrees, so yeah, it's we're really enjoying it, so to speak.
I have such a hard time believing that the weather is going to turn from this like perfect conditions to like in just a couple of hours the wind will be totally gone. So I hope the forecast is wrong and that we could still have at least a bit of wind so we can sail, but it just feels like one of those stable weather systems that's just going to keep this weather for like days.
The night shifts are on. Emmy is down below sleeping, and we have the most amazing sunset behind us, and in our bow the moon is slowly rising, so it's pretty cool. And still we have really nice winds and good conditions.
Wow. It's not often that it's this calm water and this sunrise. Wow. For not to talk about the full moon, it's been like almost like very seeable light all night, and now the sun is coming up and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Just hope that there will be some wind in a few hours, but yeah, so beautiful. This Genoa really is a cool piece of sail. It's like barely no wind, and still as soon as we roll it out, she's just starting to pull forward. We have a pretty sharp angle right now. Actually, we have to tack our way towards Sweden. It should the wind should shift a bit during the day, so that we have a better angle and can probably, hopefully, sail directly to Sweden. But yeah, for now it's just really nice that we could shut off the engine and still make decent speed. With the current we're doing 5.5 knots, which is of course not very fast, but it's more than enough to get us to Sweden by tomorrow. As there are so little wind and barely any waves, I think this could call like no waves. It doesn't really bother us that we have to tack away. The biggest concern is actually that there are so many ships in this area. So it means that we have to keep a really sharp lookout that we don't sail into a fishing fleet or a cargo ship, or that we get in someone's way. So I'm really happy that we have the AIS. That means that people can see us. We can see most boats, I think, for the entire night. Could there have been like 100 AIS targets that we passed or so on the AIS? And of everything that we saw, it was 2 boats that didn't have an AIS. So most boats in this area have it, I think. But yeah, it looks really messy on the shirts with all the green little dots. We changed our plans a bit again this morning. Instead of heading for Gothenburg, that was the original plan, or the West Coast archipelago, we decided to just turn around and head straight south. The weather forecast for the coming week or so shows southerly winds, which means that it will be very hard and a lot of work to sail south and sail home. So we decided that while we have these like really good conditions, we should just keep on going, trying to get as much south as we can before the wind disappears. And that means that already today we are going to cross the point where we cross our old wake, basically. So when we sailed from Halmstad to Anholt in 2022, in the beginning of our journey, I'm right now plotting that line into the chart plotter so that we can see when we actually cross an all sail track of ours for this journey. Feels so surreal to be doing this. We thought that we were going to have like the weekend in the archipelago, just relax, prepare a few of these things, and now all of a sudden it's like, okay, let's go. So yeah, I'm super excited for this one though. So what I'm doing is that I'm taking the old positions from our sail from Halmstad to Anholt, and I'm doing that as markers in the navionics card, and then I'm going to do a route along that so that I get a line that we can cross. So there it is, a finish line for us to cross, and we are there right now. So just a few hours more and then we're across the line. It's still this super beautiful fall sailing weather, and we are enjoying this so much. There's an expected wind drop in a few hours, but it's supposed to be a rather short one, so later we should be able to sail again. But they also said that was how it's going to be for this night. We could sail the entire night anyway, so maybe we are lucky this time as well. I actually don't think I have ever sailed here in Kattegat with the waves this small ever before. We have sailed here a few times, and it's mostly kind of messy sea state here, but yeah, this is just great. Since the wind is gone and we are running the engine, I've just decided that I want to go for a swim. It's like 17 degrees in the water, 16, 17. So I might regret this in like 2 seconds, but for now it looks really tempting to take a refreshing dip. I think the last time we did this was Bahamas, sailing to Bahamas. Sailing to Bahamas, we swam on the way after we left New York.
Yeah, before Port Washington.
Before Port Washington. That was the last time, and that was about the same temperature. And that was really cold. Okay, I've already changed my mind, but I'm still going to do it. Oh, it's super cold! Nah! Why am I doing this?
Jump, 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 jump.
Okay, maybe not as cold as that screamed called for, but I miss Caribbean. Popcorn! We're soon crossing the line. I was about to say the finish line, but not really the finish line. The like crossing your own wake and completing the Atlantic Circuit line.
Pop.
1, 2, 3, 3. The real glasses. Corn.
Popcorn.
And a bottle of Coca-Cola was the most festive thing we could find.
Festive enough.
Yes. So close.
Oh. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Yay!
Yay! Cheers for crossing the wake.
So cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Cheers.
Popcorn.
Wow. We counted before and it's 28 months since we sailed and made this track.
That we now cross.
Yeah, that we now cross.
That's pretty unreal actually. $15,646 nautical miles. Since we came here the last time.
Yes. I actually think I resetted that trip counter on the sail from Halmstad to Anholt.
Yeah, this specific leg.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the day that we left Sweden.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Crazy.
A lot of miles.